3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to 321 Liftoff. My name is Wayne Belden, and I'm the president of Belden Communications, publisher of the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. And we'll be bringing you 321 Liftoff every week, talking about tourism in Florida's fabulous Space Coast. With me are your hosts, Pete Lynch, known as Promo Pete, the Director of Business Development for the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com, and Bonnie King, former Deputy Director of the Space Coast Office of Tourism, as well as past President of the Florida Film Commission. Pete, Bonnie, we are thrilled to have you both as co-hosts of 321 Liftoff.
All right.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody.
Hey,
What's up, everybody?
It's a good day.
It is a beautiful day, and we are here at the Orlando Melbourne International Airport, located in Melbourne, on Florida's Space
That's
Coast.
easy for you to say, Pete.
Yeah.
It is. And we are here in the airport terminal as we watch the people arrive and plan for their departures to the great unknown. Where are they going today? They're going somewhere. They're going to have some fun. Today we are going to meet Rob Himler, the Manager of Marketing and Communications, and Melissa Naughton, Assistant Director of Business Development and Properties for the Orlando Melbourne International Airport.
That's a long title.
Yeah. But 321 Liftoff is brought to you in part by Beachside Hotel and Suites in Cocoa Beach, the perfect place that you can stay while making your plans to visit the fabulous Space Coast area. And joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Miss Bonnie King. How we doing?
I'm doing great, and I think one of the major things that I love about this airport is the easy accessibility that's here. It's easy to come in. It's easy to park. You come in, or if it's easy to deplane. When you deplane, you walk to the luggage claim area. You walk back to either your car, your rental car, or your rental car agency, whatever. And on top of that, Rob, it's a beautiful airport. It's a beautiful
Bonnie.
airport.
Thank you.
So also joining us today is
That's right. We also have John
John
Belden, the
Belden.
Vice President of Belden Communications. Hello, sir.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Great.
I'll tell you, from somebody that hasn't had the pleasure of flying as much as I'd love to, flying can be intimidating to somebody that doesn't know any better, and this is one of those airports that makes it stress-free, which I love. And for somebody that's coming or going, traveling for vacation, that is what you want. It's very easy and accessible. Just like last week when we talked about the air show in Cocoa Beach, the Orlando Melbourne International Airport will actually host their air show with the Blue Angels, which are fantastic, on May 15th, 16th. So we will, that'll be a topic that we'll be discussing. But before we start our tourism conversation, let me please welcome the president of Belden Communications, Mr. Wayne Belden.
Oh, I am thrilled and happy to join you all again and to hear what is happening here at this airport. Before I continue, what's the temperature today?
The temperature is beautiful.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Because we have a lot of people around the country that are listening to us right now
That are
and
very
are in
cold.
some very severe weather. We're very, very sorry. But, you could fix that by getting on a plane and getting in here right
Landing
away to
in
Orlando
space.
Melbourne International Airport. Temperature is beautiful. It's approaching 80 degrees. When I left the house, it was 75. And we came south. So it's got to be around 80 degrees. Anyway, we're really excited about what's happening at this airport, not only with special events like John said, about the air show, but how the airport goes about getting airlines to add to their departure schedules and all the other business ventures that work out of this airport.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And so let's welcome Rob Himler and Melissa Naughton. How we doing? Thank you for
Thanks,
joining us
everyone.
today.
Thanks
you,
for having us.
guys.
Thanks for thinking of us. We're so
Absolutely.
happy you're all here at the airport with us.
Well, I got to say, too, we were just talking about the entrance and everything, but we came through security. We had
Wow.
to come through the security checkpoint and talk about ease of access to get into an airport, right?
Yep.
I've done a lot of traveling. I know you guys have as well, and all over the country. But going through the security checkpoint here at the Orlando Melbourne International Airport was a breeze.
Quick.
Of course, they take all the security precautions that are necessary, but it was so great to get through there. So, thank you for showing us that, because that was a huge asset to show people that you can come right through and get here real easily.
Especially when you compare what you got to go through if you fly in through Orlando.
Oh,
You do
absolutely.
not want to do it. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, my first flight ever out of Orlando, it was about almost an hour. My shoes were taken. And I mean, literally, and so that was a nightmare. So here it was great. They scan everything. They're very thorough, but you guys are efficient. So I'm not wasting my whole trip before I get on the plane sitting at the security waiting around.
You got it. And you said earlier, stress-free.
Yes.
Our TSA partners, all of the officers that are here, all at Delta, American, the ticket agents, we all really embody that stress-free experience. We want to make sure that is from door to door, and that's the front door here to the jet bridge door.
That's it, man.
And then right when you get on the plane.
So, Rob, tell us about the airport. Describe to people about how they can come in here to the Space Coast area, fly in direct, fly in here to the Melbourne Airport. If you could talk about that.
Gosh, where do we start, Melissa?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, we have, Delta has been here for a really long time. They are one of our longest partners here at the airport, and it's been a challenging year, of course, as everyone is experiencing. But our partners, Delta and American behind me, they've returned their flights. Delta is flying right now several times a day, about 4 times a day to Atlanta, their headquarters and their largest hub, and American is flying several times a day to Charlotte.
Nice.
Which is one of their largest hubs. And this past weekend, we had the pleasure of welcoming new Saturday nonstop flights from Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW, which is American's largest hub, as well as Philadelphia returned.
Nice.
So those are on Saturdays. We're hoping those definitely deserve to be daily, but we need, they open up the spring break market from people on the West Coast through Dallas and then the whole Northeast to come down and visit beautiful Melbourne, Florida and the Space Coast.
Sunny Florida.
Sunny Florida. That's right.
When you fly in here too, you're so close to getting to the beach. You don't have to worry about flying in and then driving an hour to get over here. I mean, in 10, 15 minutes, you could be sitting, at the beautiful sand and get right there and get right through. It's exciting.
Truly, your vacation starts the second you land, and that is
I
what
always
it's all
say
about.
before you land, because the beautiful approach that you get
Yeah,
when you
I was
go
just
there,
gonna
and that is
mention.
notorious.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my friends and family
Yeah.
that come to visit me, it starts right there when they're taking the pictures and
Yep.
the selfies of the beautiful coast coming
The excitement,
in. So.
right?
Because in order to land, they come over the Atlantic and then they fly in. And so you have that beautiful view of the Atlantic Ocean, the beaches,
Exactly.
and then the river. We're surrounded by water here on the Space Coast. It's everywhere. So that's all you see when you go to land. And you've received awards for the best beauty landing or whatever. I think there's a name for that.
There is a name, and we are so proud of it. It's a voting award accolade that we received from privatefly.com. They do a whole competition, and it's a global competition, and we've received enough votes that this year we are number 1 in North America, the most scenic airport in North America, and number 4 in the world.
Congratulations. That's quite an honor.
And you got to see it to believe it.
And you said number 4 in the world?
Number 4 in the
Oh my
world, yeah.
gosh.
And this
Isn't
is
that
for
great?
for 4 years now. We've been moving our way up the list.
Have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard that you designed it, actually. So great job.
I designed what?
The design,
approach?
though, everything. Yeah, it was all your architect.
I'd like to say that. I'm going to give that to Melissa. She has
right.
the longer
It's a
title
team effort. I
and
like
more
it.
responsibility.
I'd love to hear from some of some of our listeners that have flown in here, and if they could write to us or maybe email us and just tell us what their reaction was when they arrived and saw that, because I got to tell you, it is a great sight.
It is.
But I'd love to hear from some of our listeners about
that would be a great idea.
Yeah, just to hear that. So
Yeah, we
if
are
you're out
live
there
right,
and you've
right
done
now
it,
on
let us know.
Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, be
Yeah.
sure to let us know what it's like to fly in here, because, again, the beautiful. You're coming to the Space Coast. You're here on vacation, especially if you're up north right now and you're going through this like winter snowstorm and everything. And then you come down here and it's a beautiful day. You're going to go to the beach. You see the sand. You see the sun. It's great. So
Exactly.
You don't leave.
Now, let me ask you a question. What geographically, where is your market here? I mean, I know Melbourne, but like Vero Beach, is that considered your?
Absolutely, Vero Beach. It's definitely our market. I mean, the county of Brevard, the county of Indian River County, all of that's in our catchment area.
Yeah, our catchment area, which, like Melissa said, Indian River County, Brevard County, and it extends beyond that. I mean, when you're flying in and out of Central Florida, you want options.
Absolutely.
You know, whether you're coming in or whether you're leaving. So definitely the local market. We are so proud to be the hometown airport for so many people, but our markets are worldwide. People, 75 million people. Previously, we're flying into the Orlando area and even more than that. So we just want to be an option, and we want to include the Space Coast in their option when they're traveling to Central Florida. Include it all. Do the beaches, do the cruises,
And they
do
do.
the theme parks.
Right? We know that they're coming here. We know that they're going to stay on the beach side anyways. It's proven, even though for the years the people have been flying in to Orlando, they've been staying over here. So it only makes good sense. Fly right into Orlando Melbourne International Airport. The accessibility is fantastic.
Exactly. And I mean, Gosh, we have like Walt Disney World's #1 fan right here. She knows all the ins and outs, so she knows exactly how easy it is.
But start and end your vacation here on the beach. I mean, what a fabulous way.
Yep.
To, begin and end.
I bet you that if you took a stop clock and you said, okay, if you land over there and how long it took you to get to Disney, and if you land over here, you're going to beat it coming here. Hands down, because look how quick you get through, like you said, through everything.
Well, and one thing that's really helpful is last year the new I-95 exit just opened at Ellis Road.
Yep.
So that has cut away a lot of stoplights. It has really quickened. No, thank you to Florida Department of Transportation on that one. But it gets quick. It's easier to get to Sebastian area or up to Cocoa Beach even, or up to Titusville. So
yeah. But that was very nice, right?
I can remember when I was in tourism, and we would travel together. Rob and I would travel together, and we would be promoting the Space Coast as well as the airport, obviously. And we had hoteliers with us as well. And it was so great to go and visit with travel agents and tour operators and talk about the area as a destination and the airport. And Rob, you were a great representative. You still are. I mean, you're a great representative of the airport. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in the airport. I mean, I remember when you started, which was, when was that?
So, gosh, I have been a space coaster for 10 years now, a third of my life, and I'm proud of it. I'm originally from Rochester, New York, and have always loved. Yeah, there we go.
There goes Wayne. Yep.
I've always knew I loved aviation, so I came down here, chose Florida Tech to start that path, and got my undergraduate there in aviation management, and continued on with my master's in airport development. So it's safe to say I'm at the right place with all that we have going on here. I'm very happy.
You are. It's hard when you're looking at the business of airports and how they get, how do you reach airlines to say you should be flying out of our airport? I think a lot of people wonder and say, well, how come you don't have this one? You don't have that one.
Melissa, that's our number one question.
I know that's your number one question. And is there an easy answer to that so that people can understand that?
Well, what we'd like to say is, oh, I wish I thought of that.
Yeah.
That's
Southwest, really?
Yeah, that's usually our comment in the office.
Who's that?
But I think it's really about understanding how much it takes to make something like that happen. It is years in the making. Our executive director, Greg Donovan, is one of the most respected air service development recruiters for airports. He's done it so well at other airports like Pensacola, Destin, Florida as well. And we finally, one thing I hope we get to talk about is TUI.
Well, this is a great lead into TUI.
And,
so.
That is something that Mr. Donovan, he started, our first initial talk with them was 2015. And they've had an operation over at another Central Florida airport. You're probably pretty aware of who they've operated in and out for a long time, but they decided in 2017 that they were going to stay. They said, you need to take care of your runways. You need to build a new air traffic control tower that our planes could probably, the tail is pretty much taller than that one. You guys got some work to do. So in that time,
you did it.
We did it. We updated our U.S. Customs facility. We rebuilt all 3 of our runways. Awesome. We built that beautiful new air traffic control tower over there. And then we re-engaged. And finally in 2019, November 4th, I remember the date. I probably always
Proud moment.
It was TUI finally announced that they would be making Florida or MLB their gateway to Florida for all of their UK and Ireland customers beginning in April of 2022.
My Irish people.
Wow,
great. Good job.
Irish people.
Good job.
Love it.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Great to hear.
So preparations are underway.
Yes,
So
yes,
are you going to be
underway.
putting an Irish pub in here? Is that the plan?
They want American. This is their last chance to get some American food on the way out. So we talk a lot about what we envision for the new restaurants and retail, and they want local. So we are working hard we want local craft brew in here. We want them to have the chance to get their fish tacos before they leave, and they head back that way. So we're working with our master concessionaire that also runs Dunkin'. And we got some good stuff on.
We do, and we really want them to leave with that, taste of Florida, taste of the Space Coast, so that they come back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, they're going to want to come back.
Yeah.
This area is. And, hearing that you had worked on that, for people that don't know, Rob is a great community partner. We're
Yes, he is.
we sit on many different boards and everything, and we've heard about this TUI thing now, I guess, since that date, that you announced it, and it's very exciting for our whole area, for the entire Space Coast.
We've been
So
talking about it for
congratulations.
so long. Thank you. And we're just really looking forward. And TUI is an incredible company. They're not just some little airline that's really wanting to enter the market over here. They've been established for decades. Before the pandemic, of course, they had 70,000 employees in over 100 countries. They own cruise ships. They own Marella Cruise, which recently announced eventually they're going to home port a ship at Port Canaveral. So you can see their
Awesome.
shift to the Space Coast. But they own hotels. They own cruise lines. They own 5 airlines in Europe. So if anyone is going to make it out of this global situation we're in, it's TUI, and we're looking forward to being part of that recovery.
Yes, and they're already talking about having strong bookings. So
That's
it's
great.
crazy.
That
gonna be
revenge
wonderful.
spending,
Yeah.
we're all a
Yeah.
part of it.
So
Yes.
are you working on your
Welcome.
British accent? Are you working on
We're
your
all,
accent?
yes, and the tea in the afternoon. And
Yeah.
no, that's one thing we really have to do is embrace them. And Mark Buslaki, our boss, the director of business development and marketing here, he previously worked at another Florida airport, and they have a success story of a German carrier. And what that community did was embrace this new service, was embrace the new visitors to the area. And now it's the top second homeowner area in Florida for Germans.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they're coming back. It's something that is a huge success story. And we need the Space Coast to do that here and really,
Rally.
embrace and welcome.
And they
TUI.
will. It's going to
Yep.
be great. It's a great opportunity. So let's switch a little bit and talk about some of the special events that you all do, because
Yeah.
I know that you have the air show coming up with the Blue Angels, which is very exciting.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us about that?
Well, mark your calendars, May 15th and 16th. It worked out really well last year. We took a year off of the air show.
Group.
Yeah, we regrouped. We issued an RFP for air show services. And one thing that, our team, our executive director, Greg, we want to put a show that has a headlining act that is something worth coming to and something that our community is going to be proud of. And sure enough, we have a new partner, the Air Show Network. They host air shows all over the nation for decades, and they've secured the Blue Angels. So we
awesome.
were the one location they added to their 2021 schedule. Tickets go on sale March 1st, and it's the first time in 5 years since they've been back to the Space Coast.
And they
since
can
were
get the
here.
ticket, is it at a website that they go
Yep,
to?
online. So things are going to be a little bit different this year. So make sure the GreatFloridaAirShow.com is the website. That's where people can learn more information. I believe there's talks of just online sales only. They're not going to have the opportunity. They don't want that exchange. It's, they're working to make sure it's a safe event for everyone so that everyone can enjoy it.
So say that website one more time.
GreatFloridaAirShow.com.
Great. And that's May 15 and 16.
May
coming
15th,
up.
Saturday and Sunday.
So I've
Great.
never been to an air show at an airport. So can you help?
Oh
me?
my
Man,
gosh.
No,
you,
no,
so you haven't been to an air show.
No, but so I would like to explain to our audience, for the people out there that haven't been to an air show at an airport, how does that work? When they buy a ticket, where do they go? Where do they, let's paint the picture for the audience that hasn't done that.
Yeah, so it used to be on the north side of our airport. Unfortunately, but fortunately, there's been so much growth from a lot of our tenants up on the north side that we're no longer able to accommodate it over there, but we've made it work on the south side of the airport. So right near the terminal, this whole grassy area, actually, we closed down our smallest runway, and there's frontline seat for everyone. So you get to come. There'll be static displays. Kids
That's awesome.
can get up close to really big aircraft, and the planes are literally overhead of you. And we know there's a lot of people that are gonna be sitting in their pool, watching the planes
Oh, yeah.
or up over in the intercoastal. But there's nothing like being at the airport and having that true aviation feel and moment.
As a-
Exactly, the feel. It's not just the sound. You actually can.
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
it.
As a kid, that was very
Yeah.
exciting for me. I used to go all the time, and they were at the airports. And I don't know, it was just, you figure it's an airport. This is where planes belong, right?
Yeah.
So it was a real fun experience. And I'm sure here at the Orlando Melbourne International Airport, you guys are gonna do a heck of a jog.
I have a picture, actually, that from when I was, this old
child.
little Robbie. We saw the Blue Angels at the Rochester Air Show up in New York, and the Blue Angels, the pilots, they come around and they talk to you, and you get to have pictures. And the pilot number 4, I remember. It's weird that I remember this, but his name was Robbie. So
there you go.
Maybe that's
so that
he
got
helped
you
guide
interested
me.
in aviation. That was it. That was the beginning.
I guess.
So even while the air show's going on and you close a runway, the other runway's open, so you still have your aircraft coming in and
Absolutely.
How
delivering
cool is
people
that?
with all
Absolutely.
this stuff going on.
You could if you land on Delta
Wow.
that day, you're going to be part of the show.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
Look at all these people here to greet us. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow, yeah.
I think you're right about the feeling, though. You know, there was just a big NASCAR race up in Daytona, and when you watch it on TV, it's cool. But when you go there and you feel it, so I imagine with the air show too. You know, when they're flying, when the Blue Angels are flying directly over. I've been to football games, you know, where they do the flyover. Well, when they fly directly over you, the power has just got to be really, really amazing. That's going to be super.
Yeah, you want to make
memorable.
sure they don't come up from behind you.
Oh,
That's happened a time or two.
oh
We'll-
boy.
we'll
Hold
make
on to your
sure
hat.
and we will make sure that we promote that because this is
Thank
going to be
you.
a great event. It's going to be a great event. So, Melissa, tell us now, there's so much going on at this airport anyway. I mean, besides landing, there's a lot of commercial activity here.
There is a lot of commercial
So, can you
activity.
explain to us some other things that you all do?
Sure. We are also a large landowner, and we have a large aerospace tenant base. We're home to L3 Harris, Thales, Collins. what is
Collins
it?
Aerospace, Northrop
now?
Grumman, you name it.
Yeah.
Embraer.
Right, and you know we have, and our newest is sorry,
The supersonic.
Yes.
You know, I
They're
think
on
it's because Melissa's
supersonic.
been a part of so many of the negotiations. She has been part of this team for a long time, and she's been in all the negotiations when it comes to landing
I'm the
Embraer.
behind the scenes person, so this is new.
But you
to
make it
me.
happen, Melissa.
Thanks.
Well, we
So-
thank you for
Yeah, we're
coming.
definitely glad you're here.
I did see something in the paper about Aerion Supersonic. So, like, Rob, what is that?
Oh, who are they? You know, just this little company that's going to build the world's first supersonic business jet here.
Isn't that
Oh,
amazing?
wow.
Right here.
Right,
Right
here
here.
at MLB.
Another feather in the cap.
Yep,
That's
it's going to be
great.
very similar to Embraer's operation and their growth that they've done here, where they assemble their six of their business jets. But Aerion is a little bit of a different market. They're the supersonic business jet, and they have plans to be the world's first business supersonic jet.
They're going to change aviation.
Yeah, they are going
love
to
that.
change aviation
Isn't
for
that
sure.
great?
You think about, I mean, honestly, on the Space Coast, that's
Right.
that's the place to do it. And we got NASA engineers, and we've always been on the cutting edge of,
Right.
of the new innovative. And what a
Very
better place
true.
to do it than here?
Now,
Yeah, and with our partners like the EDC and the city of Melbourne and
Space Florida.
Space Florida, it takes a team to make it happen. So.
Yeah.
now, when you say supersonic, detail that. What exactly is that?
1,000 miles an hour.
Oh man!
Whoa.
So you can get to New York pretty quick. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, so it's, I mean,
Won't be enough time to do any business.
yeah, right. My check
Literally.
would bounce, but there's definitely a market for
Loophole.
it. Yeah, it's gonna cut the time, I think, between New York and London by 2 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
And they have actually their latest press release. They have over $6 billion in orders already. So we need to get to work.
6 billion?
$6 billion, yes.
Wow.
It's
People are
amazing.
excited, I would say.
Yeah, and they're hiring already. They have
are
a
hiring.
temporary space here, and their plans are to hire nearly 700 new jobs, high-paying jobs, which is great for the area and the economy, as part of their $300 million investment. And you can go on our social media at FlyMLB. We have a picture of the conceptual design of what their campus is going to look like on airport property, and Captain America, I think, is going to be there. It looks like a Marvel
It
headquarters.
does look like
That's
a Marvel
awesome.
picture.
My son will be very excited to see it too.
You know, that's a good question, at least in my mind. Who is this a private airport? Who owns this airport?
So I'm going to let Melissa.
Good question.
Okay, yes, it's a good question. We are an entity of the city of Melbourne. However, we have our own governing board. We have the Melbourne Airport Authority Board that's made up of 7 members, 3 that are of the city council, 1 that is a Melbourne Regional Chamber representative, 1 that is a tenant representative, and then they pick 2 members at large. So while we don't have full autonomy, we run things at the airport. We oversee all the land, all the aeronautical stuff, all
That's awesome.
our non-aeronautical stuff that's been deeded to us by the federal government. So
Gives you guys freedom to do what you need to
It
do.
definitely does. We operate much more like a business than we do
Yeah.
a governmental agency.
Awesome.
And we're proud of that. That's what makes things happen around here.
Yeah, there's no tax dollars are associated with our airport. It's all airport revenue, airport generated revenue that we reinvest back into the airport. So
That's important.
yeah,
Very much so.
So how many acres are here? Because this is a big area. Like when I travel around and go, retail that's outside the area, so to speak. You're big. How
We are
many
big.
acres?
It's
do you
about
have?
2,500 acres.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes from Sarno Road for the geographic experts out there, Sarno down to Hibiscus, over to Wickham, and over to Apollo.
Wow. Busy airport.
Yeah.
Busy airport. When I say busy, I mean busy in the sense that there's a lot of activity going on, but I'm telling you again, the accessibility of getting here and doing what we need to do when we go someplace. It's amazing.
It's like a private airport. I
It
feel like
is.
I'm going on my
Yeah,
own
you-
private flight
Yeah,
because
you were mentioning that.
Uh,
Yeah.
it-
we want you
is.
to feel that way.
Yeah,
That
no,
is our goal.
And I honestly, for somebody, because again, flying to me is still kind of a newer venture. It can be intimidating, and you think about. You always hear people talking about, I want to go fly because getting through the security, getting through the baggage. And you come through here and like, what are they talking about? This is a breeze. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here right now watching people that are just sitting waiting. They look very comfortable.
Yeah.
You had mentioned stress-free at the beginning of the show, and this area behind us is where they come through security, and everybody that's coming through has a smile on their
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
So when you come
it.
through security and you're still smiling, that's a great sign that this
They
airport.
didn't. They
is
didn't lose their shoes.
Right.
I'm not kidding about 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour. My father's, what are you doing? I was like, I need my shoes. They won't give them back to me. So thank you for not taking my shoes. I appreciate
Yes, of
that.
course. You bet. They're yours. And we want that for all of our travelers, whether you are a retired couple coming back home to your second home, or you're a family with I don't know how many kids and strollers, and you need that moment to regather yourself and just feel stress free, or you're a business traveler coming for your interview over at Northrop Grumman. We want that for everyone, and we're going to keep it that way for everyone.
I do hear a lot about that from the business community, people that literally fly in here and they fly out the same day. And again, from, you think about certain airports, there's no way in heck you could do that because just landing, you need 3 days to decompress from the stress that came along with that. So you guys do make that, again, it's for leisure or for business. This is where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about it.
So let me ask you. I'm sorry,
Yeah, no, you're
Rob.
good.
Is helicopters still happening here? There's a teaching school that did helicopters at one time here. Are they still here? Or are
No,
they not?
that's not here anymore. But we
Okay.
do have several flight training schools. We have, of course, FIT Aviation.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
All right.
He's got to
Props.
represent his school. Okay.
And a little bit partial too. But we also Melbourne Flight Training, which is growing. They also own Fallon Pilot Shop. You might have seen in the past our ambassador dog Kuma. They have a little lab that we've brought up to go around to passengers. So Melbourne Flight Training also does.
Oh,
does
okay.
training.
I knew there was some kind of training going on. I didn't know which,
Yeah.
but that's great to
For
hear.
a helicopter? I love that.
Helicopter.
That's I love that. Helicopter.
We
were talking-
definitely see helicopters too. It's an airport.
Did I say helicopter?
Yeah, I think it's cute. I love it. Helicopter.
Okay, I meant
Okay, but we were
helicopter.
talking about the ease of getting in here, and it starts with the parking, and that's
Yeah.
another thing that I'd like to mention is that we had to park and come into the airport, and again the ease of getting through here once we parked. I didn't have to jump on a bus and drive over anywhere.
Literally steps
You
And
away.
you didn't have to walk 3 miles.
No
yeah.
tram.
Oh, great.
No, right? Yeah, I mean it was.
And there wasn't an hour-long line for the concession. Like literally, we came in and got what I mean.
Yeah, there's a Dunkin' Donuts in here, my favorite.
Cheers.
If there's no other reason to fly, there you go. I mean, you got Duncan right here. But it was again, and for somebody like myself, it's just very easy and comfortable, and I'm having fun already.
The
Let's
other
go.
thing that we saw when we came in was you have a museum here. You have an
That's
air
cool.
museum. So describe that.
Yeah, so we actually were a naval air state. That's how the airport was originally built. Was a NAS Melbourne, Naval Air Station Melbourne. So we were a World War II where they actually trained the fighter pilots for the Grumman, Hellcats, and Wildcats. So it's sort of how the world comes full circle, and now Grumman has thousands of employees designing the world's next generation bomber. So a lot of the museum showcases that and airport history and history of our tenants and the space program. but it's all going to change soon here.
It is. Lots of changes coming.
Yeah,
Lots
lots of good
changes.
changes. And with that customer experience aspect, we're going to improve it even more for all of our passengers. Oh, there's Delta.
Yep.
There's a plane taking off
Yep,
right
watching
there
a
behind
plane.
us.
How cool is that?
I know. It's
Sorry, had to go look at that.
Instead of squirrel,
Yeah.
it's airplane. Squirrel.
That's funny.
So yeah, we're about to embark on a major terminal renovation and expansion project. Multi-million dollars of support we've got from our federal and state partners, and of course airport funds that are generated here. New TSA checkpoint, refresh the ticketing counters, more concessions, more
Is-
places to eat.
Is
and
that a
shop.
tiki bar right there?
That is, yep, a tiki
Nice.
bar and shop.
Oh, wow.
We're in the right spot, aren't we?
Right.
What time's it open?
Yeah.
Yeah, what time? When's this going to be over?
We're navigating through the challenging times right now. So what you can get there, you can also get down there. But when we're back at,
Right.
on the upswing.
I also like how you have like beautiful displays that you can take pictures in front of. Like there's a shuttle that actually it's almost 3D, sticks out, and you have your
Yeah.
picture taken there. But it's great how you involve the community in having displays here. Is that going to be something that you're going to be able to do in the future when you guys expand and be able to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause that
Absolutely.
is
We're
so
waiting for the
great.
right time, and I am so eager. Melissa's eager.
We are. We're hoping to have even more partners.
Hoping to have even more partners and all their tourism partners and the space partners. We want them to showcase what they have to offer right when people land, or when, a lasting impression when they depart. We're just waiting on those designs to come in, the final
Exactly,
designs of the
yes.
terminal.
Then we get to start doing the fun stuff.
Yeah, then we get to start doing the fun stuff of finding areas where this display might be, or this interactive exhibit for children might be, or this relaxing area for business travelers. So
Nice.
we're looking forward to that.
Very good. And I just see now Delta has arrived, so we're going to be having some passengers deplane shortly.
Yes.
So that's going to be kind of cool in the background.
They're
you
going to be
know?
like, what in the world is going on over there?
Yeah, and one of
We've
the-
been waiting for you. Well, let's grab one of them.
That's right.
And one of the things that we've been talking about too, obviously, is all COVID safety and things of that nature. And it's obvious that you guys are very, very clean around here. And so I just want to stress that I noticed the
you.
mask and the cleaning that's going on here. That you guys are definitely involved with that.
Yeah, we actually, Melissa and I were part of the team, when all of this went down, for lack of better terms. We, our team, we put a group together from various departments throughout the airport and said, what can we do and what can we do quick? So we quickly reconfigured our you'll notice all the seats are the same way. They're not back to back throughout the terminal. We have the space to do it. As a smaller airport, we were able to, let's take away some seats, let's spread it out. We have physical distancing visual guides throughout all the queuing areas, whether you're at Dunkin' or ticketing or the checkpoint. We created a new website, flymlbsafely.com.
Walk passengers through the experience
Wow.
they have coming to the airport during these times.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
What else do we do? We have a new friend, the Clorox 360. Sort of what it was a total fail. We tried to do some
tried.
Photoshop to give it like an R2D2
Name
vibe,
and
and it
personality, and it just
amateur Photoshopper here didn't work. But it's really cool. It's a sprayer sanitizer that will clean all these seats within a matter of seconds, and it reaches areas that normally don't. It kills 99.9% of the bacteria in just 5 seconds, and it can cover an area of I think like 18,000 square feet in just an hour.
Really?
So
I
stuff
need it
like
for my
that.
home. I'd like that for my house.
Yeah, right. Honestly, we were clean before. We've always been
Yeah.
proud of that, proud of our team, but our team just stepped up and went above and beyond to make this place safe for all of our travelers and employees and customers.
Oh, we can tell it's very beautiful.
you.
we're constantly assessing if we need to make any changes.
Yep.
Just like when the federal government changed some of their guidelines, we had to put them all in place too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Smart.
we'd like to give a shout out to our to one of our sponsors, which is the
Yeah.
Bside Hotel in Cocoa Beach. I don't know if you all have been there since
I
they've
have,
renovated.
yep.
Have you been there, Rob?
That's with the
The Lazy River.
Lazy
Oh,
River.
he knows.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows
That's
the
my
Lazy
jam.
River.
The Lazy River.
It's at Old Suites. That's right.
Yep. And so we're just saying you could land here, at the Melbourne area, and then just ride. It's like 20 minutes away
Yep.
down A1A, and you have a beautiful hotel, $6 million renovation, Lazy River, great duck bar, and it's a great place to be. So So we
It
wanna
has that
encourage you to
retro
do that.
vibe, you know. It feels
Yes,
like
it
you're in
does.
Cocoa Beach, like in the old days. But with upgraded things now, with the lazy river that you can go through, the duck dive bar, which has amazing drinks, and they run drink specials every weekend. During football season, they had the NFL ticket, so you could watch
That's
all the
right.
games and all that kind of stuff. But of course, you can even buy like a day pass if you just want to go and spend the day at the lazy river. So that's they have a lot of options over there. One of John and my favorite things is that they give us the stuff.
As a family man with kids, absolutely, they give you all the goodies. So again, fly into the Orlando Melbourne International Airport. You're already kind of at ease because it's such an easy process to get in here. And then you go ahead 20 minutes away to the Bside Hotel and Suites, which is a very clean hotel, like you mentioned. The same thing they have here, they have there as well, very clean and safe. But then they give you everything you need. No stress.
So you don't have to pack all that
That's
extra
my
stuff.
favorite thing. No stress. There's
You
a
know
lazy
what?
river.
Exactly.
Last week when I was stopped by there, and it was like 8:00 in the morning, and here it is. It's 8:00 in the morning. There was a family with a little baby. He was probably about 18 months old, but they have a wagon with the name of the hotel. And then they put all the stuff in there because you get everything that you need for the beach, and it's in a
Wow.
little wagon with their name, and they put the baby in this wagon, and they were heading to the beach at 8:00.
Free
in the morning.
baby.
I just
Yeah.
thought it
Talk
it
about
was just-
amenities and
Yeah,
it
it was
takes
nice.
The experience doesn't stop here. So it takes partners, community partners
That's it.
like that to make sure we try our best to make sure that this experience out of this airport is as good as can be. But the moment they leave the door,
Right.
it's up to our partners,
Right.
like that.
Right.
I
I was just watching everybody depart from number 2 over there. Okay, and they're coming in and they're looking around. The one guy, I thought his head was going to come unscrewed. He couldn't get enough to look at as he was coming off. And you're very right. After this, they love what they see when they land here.
See, somebody's
Okay.
waving at somebody.
But
Hey.
then once they leave here and they go to their hotel and all that, so we depend upon our partners to carry through.
Exactly.
You're very right.
Can you explain to me though what those things are that those people are carrying on their arms?
With the things, sir?
Oh, sorry, they're
What's that?
jackets. Yeah,
Oh, what are jackets?
I'm not used to seeing those in Florida. right?
bad
Because
joke.
Sorry, you had me there.
Good.
Don't quit your day job.
so because
That was
we're-
not scripted, as
when
you can
they're
tell.
flying through, it was cold wherever they came from, and now they're all taking this stuff off, and they're like, "Wait, we're in Florida now."
So funny story. The first time I ever flew the other way into Rochester, keep in mind I'm a Florida boy. My father's from New York, but I'm a Florida boy, and left Florida, and it was probably 78 to 80 degrees, and landed up there, and it was like 48 with a breeze, and I said, "Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah.
I was in total shock. So it's
John, the Rochester Chamber of Commerce is not approving of what you're
yeah,
saying.
well, you know what though? I say everybody come down here because it's beautiful weather, and again, and going back to Bside Hotel and Suites as a family man, they give you everything that you need, whether it be the chairs, whether it be the buggies, the sand toys, everything.
That's
They
awesome.
have bikes, everything. And to your point, Rob, is that we are great partners in this community, which is what I felt immediately when I moved here. We all work together to make sure that the Space Coast as a destination is somewhere where people say, "I want to come back," because then we all win, right?
Right. I've never. I mean, I guess I've only lived 2 places in my life, right? But I've never been to a place where people are so this proud,
Yep.
proud of, and that stems from the space program, but it's evolving. The space program is not just back; it has evolved.
Yep.
Well, look, we just
Landed on Mars
Just
yesterday. I mean, that was
yesterday,
amazing.
yeah.
Was
It
that
was
great or
amazing.
what?
But all the work that Bonnie did at the the TDC at Visit Space Coast and the team is still doing it. Everyone's evolving together, and there's just so much more great things to come.
Yeah, so let's talk about what you guys like to do in your spare time on the Space Coast. What do you guys like to do?
Oh gosh, what do I like to do?
Yeah.
Well, when I'm not working, I love my dog River. I rescued her. She's a German Shepherd.
It's a nice name. I've never heard of that
I
for a
like
dog,
that,
but I like that
River.
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 River Phoenix?
That's
Is
how
it-
River Rose. Rose.
River Rose.
After my niece.
Awesome.
And we gave her that part afterwards. But I don't know. I enjoy a good local craft brew. I'm not gonna lie. Intracoastal is one of my places to go, but there's so many options for that. I enjoy traveling, of course. I'm an aviation nerd. Why wouldn't I travel? And,
Of course.
and yeah. What about
Yeah.
you?
Well, boy, I'm a bit of a homebody, but I love going to the beach when I need to clear my head or just get away. It's so nice to just
Yeah.
hop in my car. Not even 10 minutes. I'm with my feet in the sand and.
It's
There's
amazing.
a beautiful beach here too.
And it's amazing when you talk to people that live here locally who don't go to the beach on a regular basis. And then when they go to the beach, they go, why don't I go
Why
here?
don't I do this?
Why don't I do this more often? Because it does, just like you said, Melissa. Your head gets cleared. It's a great place to just relax.
The
and
smell of the seawater. It's just
Yeah.
and the beaches here in Melbourne in just north of that in the Atlantic, beautiful, and I mean beautiful, and it's a great family place too.
They're spacious.
Absolutely.
There's fun things to do around there at the same time, but you also get that R&R, that rest and relaxation while you're there.
Yep.
So yeah.
Speaking
love
of
the
your
beach.
dog River, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, we were with the Brevard Humane Society, and they're starting a bed and biscuit. So for the people that want to bring their pets here to the Space
That's
Coast,
so cool,
they
too.
have a place where you can leave your pet so that you can go spend the day at Kennedy Space Center if you want. You don't have to leave it in the hotel.
What an idea.
And
so,
the
you know,
amenities are top drawer.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's great.
so
I might move in
River-
myself.
River might.
River Rose is gonna love that.
River
That's
Rose
for
is
sure.
gonna love
So if you live in the area though, and you want to fly out of Melbourne or Orlando Melbourne International Airport to go somewhere, and you don't want to take your pet, you can leave it at the Bed and Biscuit, which is a great thing. That was something we learned
so
too.
cute.
So if you haven't watched that show, you can go back and check on our previous podcast. You can watch that one, but it's a good learning thing to learn
A
something.
television
Yeah.
for your dog. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They have VIP suites. That's all we're saying.
That's
Like,
cool.
You get the massage daily and all the good stuff. But
Arf, I'm going.
I might just stay there.
So we thank you both for the time that you've taken today to show us the airport and to bring us up to date on what is going on. Give us again your websites for both, not only the air show, but also if they want to look at your airport and see what everything looks like.
Sure. So our main website is mlbair.com, mlbair.com. The air show, again, coming up on May 15th and 16th. You can find more information at greatfloridairshow.com. And then, like Melissa was mentioning, the website, for all of the steps that we've taken and all the hard work that our team is doing to keep this place safe, as a safe place to travel through, is flymlbsafely.com.
Very
So-
good.
Now,
very
is there
nice.
anything that we did not cover
did
that
we
you want to
miss
make sure
anything?
that you get out?
I
Because
don't know. This was fun.
It was.
oh no, we
This
love
Oh, yeah.
having you.
Yes.
This
Yeah,
was
that's
cool.
what we do.
Thank you all so much for thinking of us. We are so proud to be the hometown airport for the Space Coast and Brevard County and beyond. And just again, thank you for this opportunity. It was fun.
Well, thank you. You and your team have done one heck of a job. Greg's done a heck of a job, and it's elevating our whole destination. So thank you.
Thank you. More on the way. We're gonna
Yes.
keep it. We're not stopping
Hard at
here.
work.
Anytime you've got something
Yeah.
exciting coming up, let us
let us
know.
know.
We'd love to
We'll-
do this more.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
You
we'd
know.
love it. Now, next week, we're going to be at the Greyhound Park, and we're going to be in the poker room.
Yeah, Club 52.
Oh,
Club
boy, watch out.
52. Yeah, so we're going to be over there with Jeff O'Brien, and then they're going to introduce us to like a little, casino gambling?
Yeah, we can
Bring-
play some,
bring some play
card
money, guys.
games. We can play
I was
some
gonna
card
say, I'd
games.
watch out for Bonnie. I feel like she's
Yeah.
a card
Yeah,
shark.
you
or
gotta watch
something over
out.
there.
But she always
Ready.
wears the short sleeves, so she can't do anything.
But that's going to be fun. So it's just another way of showing off another attraction that we have here on the
Great.
Space Coast, which is what we do. So it's going to be great. So anybody else got anything to say?
No, I just want to
No?
say thank you to
Yeah.
you guys for highlighting the, Orlando Melbourne International Airport. It's great if people are coming to the Space Coast. You don't have to leave, and you don't have to start outside of the Space Coast. You can come right here and get it done.
Yeah, one of the exciting, nice things about this airport, wherever you're flying in from, if you're going to any other airport other than this one, there's a good chance the longest part of your trip is going to be on the road. So you just fly right in here, and you're right here. You don't have to land away 60, 80 miles away
When
and
you're
drive.
home, you're home.
Just get here.
And just check MLB. That's what we ask. You don't have to fly out of here every single time, but when you are looking at flights, just check us. See what the options are. Delta and American. Hopefully more soon.
Yes.
And yeah, fly #FlyMLB.
And to
I love
it.
add to that, when you are looking at ticket prices, consider some other things. Your time has value.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right.
And
For sure.
when I go on vacation, I go, okay, how much time do I have left? And I know that's a bad habit, but you do. And I don't want a quarter or a third or any of my vacation more wasted than I need to. So the fact that I can get in and out accessibly, I mean, I have more time for fun, right? So to
Definitely.
your point, absolutely, you could start immediately.
And I will say too, a travel tip that I always give people is a round trip is just 2 one-ways put together. So a lot of times, if you're a savvy traveler, if you want to take the time to research, there's oftentimes I fly out on Delta and then I come back on American. just because of the prices. I don't know if the airlines are going to yell at me for this.
That's an interesting tip, though.
But really, a round trip is not like a buy one get one half off. It's a buy one, buy another.
Right.
Wow.
So check your one ways. See what the options are departing out of here, and then also coming back.
That's good to know.
Right.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rob.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you know what? We ought to plug ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to listen to this podcast again, you could do it just by going to spacecoastfunguide.com, and you'll see our archives of all of our podcasts. But you could re-listen to this one. Tell your friends that you heard about this one. Maybe they're flying in. They want some information. It's right there.
And to add on that, actually, people from all over the country and outside the United States that are coming here find spacecoastfunguide.com. And actually, we've had for years information for Melbourne International Airport, Orlando Melbourne International Airport, excuse me. So when you're booking your trip and you want to, location or any kind of information, you can go right on spacecoastfunguide.com and you can find that, or in the publication.
And if you want to email us at info@spacecoast.
Funguide.com. That's right.
That's great, because we like to hear from our listeners as to what's going on and what they're thinking and what they'd like to hear, and and their reviews of what we're doing. So, and we're getting some positive reviews and interesting locations of where people are listening from.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. One of the most listened to areas in the country that listen to us is from Seattle, Washington.
Really?
Yep.
And we have how many listeners now? 2.7 million.
We've reached over 2 million at this point. Yep.
Wow.
And
Yeah, congrats.
oddly enough, after what you told me today, within the top 5 countries is Ireland. And I'm Irish, so I love that, but it's starting to make more sense.
Well, hey, Ireland, we'll see you in 2022 in Seattle. Book now at Delta. I know
there you go.
quite a Delta
Absolutely.
operation
That's
over
it,
there.
man.
well. Thank you guys very
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
Thank you all for
so
being
much.
here,
We appreciate you.
and we will
See you next week. All right, everybody, thank you for listening to the 321 Liftoff podcast. I'm Promo Pete, and thank you again, Bonnie King. We had a great episode. Be sure to check us out every week. And if you want more information, visit spacecoastfunguide.com or beldingcommunications.com for everything that we're doing in the area. You can also check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/spacecoastfunguide for all the entertaining things to do in our area. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, take care.